thought leadership program. As the screen suggests, the time is ripe when the community spotlight is on you. So, so time is there. Time has come where you should take the center stage in the software testing community. So I would like to hear from you. Who are the thought leaders? What do you understand by the word thought leader? You can see the screen. There are some images there. You can name anyone you remember and you can post it on the chat box. They may not necessarily be from the software testing fraternity. Pooja or Umanga, can you name any thought leader? Is there any thought leader that is coming to your mind? Some of the images that are shown, they can be. Just put a name. Pooja, don't need to ask questions. Just put a name. Anyone. I am saying anyone. When I say anyone, it can be from anywhere. So, who are the thought leaders? So, Pooja says Abdul Kalam. Anyone else? So, as the name suggests, you know, the thought leader, if I use the first picture, here the thought leader is this character. He's away from the rat race. This is the community where everyone works, and there is one person who's standing out. Thought leader is also somebody who has ideas, who is enlightened, who is more visible, as the second picture suggests. A thought leader is the green fish, which is on the top right corner of the picture. So a thought leader is something who has innovative ideas. They may not, the ideas may not be innovative, Umanga, but the person should have an idea. A thought leader is somebody who can very easily understand, you know, what's the problem in the industry. A thought leader should have the capability as the ant. You can see the middle picture at the bottom end. So an ant, he's moving out from the regular path that others are, you know, following. A thought leader is somebody who has the vision, the passion, you know, the ideas and the ability to lead. As the name suggests, thought leader can be broken down into two parts. One is thought and the second is leader. So we are looking for somebody who can think and who can lead. Now in software testing, who are the thought leaders in software testing? The whole program is to develop you into thought leader. We are here to identify future thought leader. But before that, for you to understand, you should know who are the thought leaders in software testing. Do you have any idea? If you do not have any idea, you can say no. If you know any thought leader in software testing, you can type their name. They may be your colleagues, your manager, your client, your friend, or anyone. Anyone whom you feel you would like to emulate in software testing. So Umanga says Mr. Janesh Kodikara. Very good. So at least we have a role model. Because we need a role model, we should know that who are the thought leaders in your respective area, in your country, in your region, etc. So let's see what are the characteristics of thought leader. The first characteristic, that you should have a focus. Whether you talk of, you know, Abdul Kalam, you talk of Nelson Mandela, you talk of Mahatma Gandhi, or you talk of, you know, Michael Jackson. They had a focus. They have a very clear focus of what they want to do in life, and what specific problems they would like to attend to and work on. So the first important aspect to become a thought leader is to have that focus. And the second is not to, you know, have the ability to persevere. So you should have a high degree of perseverance. Failures are a part and parcel of game. Even Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before developing the bulb. So you should have a perseverance. So once you decide your focus area, your area of work, you should have perseverance to just pursue it. And then instead of doing a lot of hard work, the focus should be on doing it smartly. So while hard workers spend a lot of time, smart worker can actually immediately adapt to the changes and can identify, the right path in case their initial path was wrong. It is very important to identify, to be very smart. And apart from focus, perseverance, smartness is something which is absolutely needed to become a thought leader. These are some of the, you know, industry respected thought leaders in software testing. Can you name any one of them? Have you seen them? There are some 8 pictures of thought leaders in software testing. So James Bash is one. Srikant, I believe, is not there. Pooja, it's actually Sridhar. It's not Srikant. If you are talking about this person, then it's actually Sridhar. Yes. So you can make out. Pooja can make out because Pooja is working, to identify thought leaders, to find who should be our prospective speakers. And when we do the research, we try to find out who are the thought leaders in software testing. And Sridhar, he's heading the testing services in Wipro. You have Pradeep Rajan, Rex Black. Rex Black. He was part of he was part of American Software Testing Quality Board, who developed ISTQB curriculum. You have James Bash, who is leading the exploratory testing wave. You have Sridhar, who is head of testing services in Wipro. You have Pradeep Rajan, who has recently formed a company called Mulya Software Testing. This gentleman, he's heading the North American business of Cognizant Technology Services, which is over $1 billion in revenue. You have Michael Bolton. Michael Bolton, along with James Bash, have written multiple books on exploratory testing. And then you have Vipul Kochar. He's president of Indian Testing Board. And then you have various other presidents of testing boards. They have been chosen because they have done some fantastic work in the area of software testing. And they have emerged as thought leaders. They have emerged as, they have chosen a path which was not followed by cracks. There is a very common word in career which is called rat race. Most of the people fall victim and they become part of rat race. These are the people who did not choose to be a part of that rat race. And what did they do? They identified a focus area in software testing. Now you will not believe, but software testing has grown multifold. What software testing used to be in 80s got completely changed in 90s. In 2000s, new set of processes and policies came where the CSP, where the certifications provided by COAI and ISTQB, used to rule the roost. But we are in 2014 and things have moved on. They have new areas that have emerged. And what earlier used to be called test processes, that is still relevant, but that is not the future. New areas that have emerged are in the areas of processes, in the areas of test leadership, and in the areas of tools and technology. So you have to identify one of these focus areas. So some of the emerging focus areas in software testing in process is agile testing, exploratory testing, and dev QA ops. These have emerged, and this is the future. If you are not in agile testing, exploratory testing, dev QA ops, and you are still working as independent tester, or you are sitting on the laurels of being a CSTE or ISTQB foundation, or even a test manager, that is not enough. The world has changed, and you have to identify one area that has emerged. In terms of technology, you have cloud apps testing, mobile apps testing, big data testing. These have emerged. If you are not part of it, you are still, one amongst the many. And in terms of technology, you have new tools, primarily the open source software testing tools that have emerged. Gone are the days of UTP and test Mercury test client from HP or Selenium. If you are doing that, if you are a master of that, you are one amongst a thousand. But that doesn't make you a thought leader. If you are a CSTE and you have done CSTM, you are one amongst the hundreds. To become a thought leader, you have to be the only one. If you are not the only one, then you are again following the rat race. And once you have chosen your focus area, then you have to persevere in that. Each of these thought leaders who you see here, they have toiled hard. They have worked hard for 3 or 4 years in their focus area, and then they have reached this level. They have worked smarter, and once they have chosen and once they identified the right focus area smartly, they worked hard. And they put an effort to popularize their name. They worked really hard. They worked really hard to make sure that at least 10% of the software testers in the world know them. And they got the fame, and now they are working in a role, they are doing something, and they are earning in dollars. You can count the number of dollars that are there on the screen. Can you tell me what's the minimum revenue or the salary or the income they are making per day? You can count the number of dollars. What can be the minimum dollars that they are earning per day? We all want to make a lot of money, don't we? How much they are earning? A minimum of $10,000 per day. What makes them? Why will somebody pay them $10,000 a day? Why will they do? Because they are the chosen one. They worked hard, and in their focus area, they are the only one. There's no the second best person in that area have half the knowledge than them. And the moment you become the chosen one and you become the only one, the best in your area, that's when you are called thought leader. Now this concept is very important because we are talking about a program that will make you a thought leader. And unless we are not clear about what thought leader is, we will not be able to make this program successful. So are we clear in this? Do you have any questions, Pooja or Mangal? Great. Let's move on. Now, who are we? Unicom. We have created the world's biggest brand in software testing. If you talk to people in Europe, they still call Eurostar testing. If you talk to software testers in North America, they will call Star East, Star West, West. Each of these conferences are catering to about 1,000 software testers in their conferences every year. Our conference, Next Generation Testing, is catering to 5,000 to 10,000 software testers across 14 countries every year. And we have emerged as world's largest software testing conference. We have created products like Sri Lanka Testing League, Indian Testing League, Malaysian Testing League to identify each country's most knowledgeable software testers. We are developing a community of very strong thought leaders. We have brought in new topics in next generation testing, and we are seeing that what we are doing now is what others are following. In just a span of 2 years, we have emerged India's largest software testing conference company. The number of delegates that we get is twice as much as the second best. We have emerged as thought leader in software testing conference because the position that where we are 50% more than the next best conference organizing company in software testing. We have emerged as thought leader in software testing. What have we done? Nothing, but just these. We identified our focus area. We persevered. Our first program did not work. Our second program got few delegates. We worked hard. We popularized our name. We got the fame. Now we are making money. We are serving the community. Now we have reached a stage where we want to develop our future thought leaders. So what do you need to do? So first is get a focus area in software testing. Now this is what our program would would help you. So we would help you to get a focus area in software testing. We know what's the emerging trend. We ran a survey which was taken by KPMG to identify what is the pulse of software testing. And from that survey, we found that there are few areas which are of high importance, and those are growing areas, and those are the areas of the future. So if you want to be a thought leader, you should not chase what others have already done. You should develop something new. So the one area, what we say is that to become a thought leader, you have to, develop the focus, and you have to learn everything about that area. And then you have to do something new which no one else have done in that area. So how will you do that? You do that by just studying for 30 minutes in a week. How much that adds up in a year? So when you say 30 minutes in a week, it adds up to 2 hours in a month. So how much that adds up in a year? So if you are working for 2 hours in a month, how many hours would you be spending in a year? So you would be spending about 24 hours in a year on that particular area of focus. So suppose, for example, you choose agile testing as your focus area. So in 1 year, you should study 24 hours on agile testing only. When I say study, it doesn't mean just studying. It means attending training, developing yourself, and spending 24 hours in a year. Now, it may sound difficult for many, but you have to just skip few bad movies. So 24 hours means about 3 bad movies or 4 bad movies. You have to just not see those bad movies. Instead of spending 24 hours in watching those movies, you should spend 24 hours in upgrading yourself in your focus area. And when you are studying, you would be learning new things. You capture it in a Word document. Whatever you are learning, you capture it in a Word document and use that knowledge to write a blog at least once in a month, once in 2 months. Sorry for the typo, it is not twice a month, it is once in 2 months. Twice a month is for somebody who has already done the research and who has got substantial knowledge in that focus area. That is to be done up 6 months down the line in the thought leadership program. But when you start, you should definitely try to write a blog in your first 2 months. Spend 5% of your annual salary in learning. If you are not spending on yourself, nobody will spend on you. Now this is something which has not been said in a light humor. If you are not spending on yourself in upgrading your skills, why would a company spend on you? Or why would your dream company, wherever you want to work, hire you? Because when they hire you, they are spending on you. So you should spend. So if you are earning, suppose, 50,000 rupees in a month, you should spend 5,000 in your salary. If you are earning 25,000 rupees, you should spend 2,500 in your every month on your learning. Spend 5% on your annual salary, you will double your salary next year. With just a 5% investment, you are doubling your salary. Where can you get better investment? Tell me. Now, whatever you have learned, you develop a white paper, and your focus area should be in your area of expertise. If you are not working in agile project, you should not choose agile testing as your focus area. If suppose you are working on a mobile apps, you should then focus on mobile apps. If you are working on a product development, agile testing is not that bad. Even though you are not following agile, you can still pursue agile testing. And then you can develop a white paper saying that how by adopting a particular feature of agile testing, like for example, test-driven development. How by using test-driven development, your project would benefit, your client would benefit, your team would benefit. Develop a white paper. Unicom would publish that white paper. We have a separate section of Unicom thought leadership where any white paper developed by our thought leaders would get published, and you use our platform to tell your manager that you have done this research and you want to benefit your project. Now, 2 things can happen. Your manager may accept it, or your manager may not accept it. The lucky ones would get an opportunity to execute. You have to be really lucky, because unless you execute your idea is just a theory. And what thought leaders excel in is having practical experience. So just by learning the theory and memorizing it and writing it, will not make you a thought leader. You have to execute it. You have to execute what you have learned. You have to be in the area where you have chosen, and you have to be lucky for it. In case your current project does not allow you to, develop it, then you have to work extra hard. You have to you will be, forming a team of thought leaders where they would be executing it together, and you can then execute your ideas in this team on that project. Once you have executed it, you would either succeed or you would fail. If you succeed, it would be very good. But if you fail, you are, a step closer to become a thought leader, because failure teaches you more than a success. So you develop a use case. A use case is something which means that you have used that particular idea and develop a use case. Without use case, you have just written a white paper, which means that you have an idea, but no, you have not executed. You execute it, develop a use case, and then interact with Unicom thought leaders. Your use case would again get published on our website, which would actually get a lot of attention from our testing community, and you would get a lot of feedback, and you would get a lot of encouragement as well. So you interact with Unicom thought leaders, and then you organize meetups in your company, outside. So basically you have used it, so you should let your company, your community know about it, about your success or a failure. If you have failed, you should let others in the company know that why you failed. And if you succeeded, you should let others in your company know why you succeeded. The only way to become a thought leader is to share your ideas and share your experience. If you don't share your experience, you will not become a thought leader. You will become a subject matter expert. You will be in a silo. You will not become a thought leader. Only your manager would know that you are the person who knows it. Nobody else knows. So you have to organize meetups in your company. Organize meetups outside your company. Organize a group movement. Use social media to do this. And Unicom would help you to organize such meetups. Ultimately, your aim should be to become a testing networking hub. You should become a hub for all the software testing activities that is happening in that focus area. So if you have chosen mobile apps testing, everyone who is testing mobile apps should know you. First, you start with your company. Everyone who is doing mobile apps testing in your company should know you. Then your next step should be your city. Everyone who is testing mobile apps in your city should know you. Then you extend your target and make it at the country level. Everyone in your country who is testing mobile apps should know you. Then your next target should be your continent. Everyone in your continent should know you. And then global. So it is a step-by-step process. And you have to do it meticulously with a lot of planning, perseverance, hard work. Use Unicom reach of 75,000 testers. We have created world's greatest and largest platform for software testers. Why not use it? We are giving it to you for free. Use it, reach out to 75,000 testers. We will tell you how you can communicate to them. You will be part of the fraternity, and you will be projected as future thought leaders. In the world, there are very few leaders. There are hundreds of followers. So you will easily get followers. Getting followers is not a problem once you show a leadership quality. And then you develop a workshop and run a workshop on that focus area in software testing. That is an emerging area. That workshop sells. Unicom would support it. Unicom would market that program. You can work on a profit share basis, revenue share basis, or a fixed share basis. You can earn in thousands, in hundreds of dollars. Sure, it is less than the thousands of dollars that other thought leaders would be making. But this is the first step. And this I'm talking, this is the plan for in your first year. So in your first year, to get thousands of dollars in 4 years' time, you are getting hundreds of dollars, in your first year. This is something that would help you to be motivated. Invest whatever you are earning in your knowledge. Whatever you earn from this activity, you invest it back in your knowledge. You Try to be a speaker at World Conference Next-Gen Testing. It is Asia's premier software testing conference. Try to be a speaker. And you can be a speaker at World Conference only when you are a thought leader. Otherwise, you cannot. And how we select speaker at World Conference? We select those who have developed something, who have done something new in their organization and have either achieved success or failure. So they have either a use case with them or a product demo to give. Without that, you cannot become speaker at World Conference. Now, this is the overall, the journey that you will be taking. And this is not the end. There are many more activities that are planned. This is just a glimpse. But what we are trying to show you is that we have studied the pattern of thought leaders in software testing, and not only software testing, but in other areas like sales and marketing, in cloud technologies, in big data, and we have identified a common pattern. And we have, collected the best practice that those thought leaders have followed. And we are bringing it to you, only to those who are part of Unicom alumni. So who would get selected in this thought leader? Not everyone would get selected. About 40 people so far have responded to our Unicom thought leadership program, which clearly shows that, from the overall community, we have only few who want to become a leader, which was expected. So very few in the world also becomes a leader. And lesser than that, want to become a leader. So we are looking for people who are ideated and opinionated. So they have ideas and they have opinions. They are very passionate about their work. They are self-motivated and self-organized. They have drive to excel. They don't fear to go out of rat race. They are sacrificial because first 1 year you have to sacrifice part of your salary, a part of your income. They are persevered. They are fast learner. If you are not a fast learner, you will become a thought leader in 10 years instead of 1 year. You have to be visionary. You need to have complete clarity about your focus area. You will get a lot of deviation. Somebody would say, why have you chosen agile testing? Why have you not chosen exploratory testing? And then you might get deviated. You might drop your plan, and this is something which you should not push. You should be committed to the plan. You should work hard, and ultimately you should be a communication king or queen. If you are not a good communicator, if you do not have a good oratory skills, it will take a long time for you to become a thought leader. When is the last date to apply? 10th of April. How you can apply? You can apply via email. You can create a Word document, type the answers, or you can, post it on our Facebook. Now, what do you have to do? So you can just visit our website. It clearly mentions what you have to do. You have to answer these 3 questions. Why you want to become a thought leader in software testing? You have to then answer, what do you intend to do in next 12 months? What is your goal? What's your objective? And then you have to answer why our program attracted you and send it to us. We are looking for people who are ideated and opinionated, passionate, self-motivated, etc. You have seen this. And you can send us an email. You can send it either as a subject in the email, or you can prepare a document and send it as an attachment. You can write it on our Facebook. Now, one question could be coming to your mind, that why are we doing UTL, which is Unicom Thought Leadership Program? Basically, our mission is to develop professionals, create global executives, and enrich organizations. This is a part of our customer delight program. This is something which we thought is our social responsibility. And ultimately, we are doing this because we like you, we love you, because you have chosen our brand, Next Generation Testing, to be a part of this movement, to learn something. We want next-gen speakers. We want speakers to come up with new stories, because next generation testing will survive only when we have next-gen speakers. And ultimately, why not should we do it? We have the platform, we have reached this scale. Now it's the time where we can develop thought leaders. You can get more information at our website, nextgentesting.org/community. You can write to me, my email ID, my Twitter ID, and My Facebook handle is there. You can reach out. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, you can drop me an email. You can ping me on Skype. My Skype ID is Naveen_Nitesh. You can tweet me. You can post it on Facebook. With that, because we are running short of time, I have to end this webinar. I hope this is something where you can, which you can try. And Umanga, I couldn't get what you mean. Maybe you can just drop me an email, and I need a clarification on your question. So you drop me an email, I'll respond. So I'm ending this webinar. It has taken me 40 minutes, 20 minutes with very little questions. So hopefully the next session, which is starting at 5 o'clock,